Hi guys, Master Creator 1998 here, and today, I wanted to talk to you guys about DreamWorks' first animated feature film, Antz. So, back in 1991, the origin of Antz actually dates back to a brainstorming session with the PDI's character animation group. Tim Johnson and his fellow animators had an idea for a completely computer-animated film featuring insect characters in a miniature world. Over the next few years, Tim Johnson developed the project, which went through various incarnations under the title, Lights Out. In 1995, Tim Johnson pitched the idea to DreamWorks, Penny Finkel-Momcox, and Sandra Robbins. In a kind of synchronicity, he learned that then DreamWorks executive, Nina Jacobson, had been developing an idea for a film that will take audiences into a realm of an ant colony. It was called, appropriately, Antz. In 1996, the movie industry's newest studio, DreamWorks SKG, announced that it had joined forces with a proven leader in the field of computer animation and visual effects, PDI, to produce computer-animated feature films. Antz marks the first product of that joint venture.
This is a film from the ants' perspective, so we tried to visualize the world from their level.
Co-director Tim Johnson said,
"Even the most common things that you could imagine change dramatically when you get down to an ant's point of view. It's not about how small our world is, it's about how big theirs is."
Filmmaking began with storyboarding, requiring the age-old tools of animations, pencils, and paper. According to Randy Cartwright, the head of the story,
essentially the process we use for storyboarding is the same process that was development back in 1929. We use pads of paper, pencils, plush pins, and bulletin boards, so even though Antz incorporates state-of-the-art technology, the storyboards were done exactly the same way as the first animated movies. Nobody has come out with a better technology for it.
As the cast was giving voice to their roles, the character designers, led by Raman Huey, were hard at work designing and creating the characters themselves. The process again began with pencil and papers as the characters evolved through a myriad of miniature drawings called thumbnails, as well as expression studies. Once the look of a character was approved, the character designers could commit to building a scaled model in clay. To digitize a model into the computer, grid lines were drawn onto the model, and a specialized light pen was touched at each intersection on the grid to create a corresponding 3D model in the computer. The character models were then turned over to the character technical directors, who put the actual functionality into the character. The TDs build a digital skeleton into each model, which determines the way the joints bent and the exterior skin stretched and moved. This became the foundation upon which the animators posed and moved the characters. Raman Huey and Rex Grignan, the supervising animators on Antz, also took visual cues from the actors providing the voices.
We shot video of all the performers as they recording the voices, and the animators used that live-action reference for gestures and movement to help capture the feeling that the actor put into the performance.
The story of Antz takes place in two distinct worlds, the safe, enclosed world of the ant colony below ground, and the unpredictable, expensive world above ground.
There was a stark contest between what it was like to be underground with what it was like above ground.
Co-director Eric Darnell said,
"Clearly everything inside the colony involves a lot of earth tones and muted lighting, but once we move outside, everything is bright and colorful, and has a rich variety that we don't see in the world."
Production designer John Bell, and art director Kendall Cronkite, were responsible for conceiving the contrasting environments. Though their work began with drawings and paintings outside of the computer, they remained involved throughout the productions, from layout to modeling the lighting to effects, to ensure that the settings stayed true to the initial vision. The visual effects department, supervised by Ken Bielenberg, was responsible for generating and integrating special effects like dust, smoke, fire, and water that enhanced the shots. Ken Bielenberg revealed,
"They were over 760 effects shots in Antz, ranging from a little bit of football dust, to a beam of light generating by a magnifying glass, to the water effects that are an integral part of the film's climax."
Producer Brad Lewis reflected,
"I think the combination of story and design, and camera work, and effects come together to really show off this world we created from scratch. It's of this world, but it's absolutely brand new and spontaneous. That's one of the reasons that going to the movies is so great. You get to travel,"
offered producer Aaron Warner, "and here we're offering a trip to a place no one has ever been before." Arnold Schwarzenegger was originally offered part of voicing Weaver. When he wanted to be paid for the role, it went to Sylvester Stallone, who was willing to do it for free. In only 5 days, Woody Allen recording his part as the voice of Z. This was his first and only appearances in the animated film. Thought he didn't particularly enjoy the experience. Antz went on to become the most successful film with which he'd ever been involved. Woody Allen had uncredited input on the finished screenplay. He felt uncomfortable watching Z, because he was reminded so much of himself. This is why he can never watch any of the films he makes in which he has a role, apparently. Woody Allen nailed every reading he did for the voice of Z, but he also got very physical in the recordings, ruining some of the takes, because the animators couldn't keep up with him. Before Woody Allen was cast, Matthew Broderick, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Ben Affleck was considered the voice of Z. During the production of Antz, Woody Allen left Tarzan to do this film instead, after being persuaded by Jeffrey Katzenberg, and being offered a 5-picture deal with DreamWorks. Sarah Jessica Parker had recorded dialogue for this movie as the voice of Princess Bala, but she was fired for unspecified reasons. She was replaced by Sharon Stone. There are 60,000 hands made up General Mandible's army. This was DreamWorks' first computer-animated film to have rated PG, despite all the characters kept saying hell, damn, ass, anus, and bitch. The setting of the movie is Central Park in the city of New York in the state of New York, the most filmed public park on record. According to the shoe scene, DreamWorks doesn't want to show the reveal of human face until Shrek.